This is a quick video looking at how to install WordPress on your Reclaim hosting account. So I'll go to reclaimhosting.com and click Client Area Login. I'm already logged in, but you'll type in your information there, and then I'm going to go to cPanel. Again, you'll have to log in. I'm already logged in. Your cPanel login is the login information from the email that you have from Reclaim. It's the same login that you use when you're logging into FTP. So when we install WordPress, we're going to install it on what's called a subdomain. And that just means that instead of saying yourdomain.com/blog, we're going to put it at blog.yourdomain.com. It's just a nicer way of setting up URLs. It makes it easier to tell people how to get to your project. So the first thing I'm going to do is search for subdomains and click on that. And then I'm going to tell it what I want to call my subdomain. I'll call it blog. If you were working on a project about Texas State, you might do txstate.yourdomain.com. It's really up to you, something easy, something that makes sense. The other thing we're going to do here is go to the document root, and we're going to tell it what folder that subdomain points to. So for me, I'm going to say blog.mydomain.com is going to point to a folder called blog in my public HTML folder. So if I start typing public HTML, I can select it there, and then I can say /blog. So that'll say that blog.mydomain.com is really this blog folder inside my public HTML folder. And I go ahead and click create. All right, so that's done. And I'm going to go back to home. The second thing we need to do is set up an SSL certificate. SSL is just a way of encrypting traffic over the web, and WordPress requires it, so we need to install it. It's really easy. I'll search SSL here, and then I'm going to click Let's Encrypt SSL. And then what I'm going to go do is, I've already done it here, but what you would do is find your subdomain that you just created here, hit Issue. You're going to accept all of the defaults that are already checked, and hit Issue, and it will go through. So mine's already created. I'm not going to create it again. So we go back home, and the last thing we want to do is install WordPress. And Reclaim makes this really easy. If you're on a different host that doesn't install it automatically for you, it's also not very hard, and there are instructions online. So we'll click WordPress here, and then we're going to click Install this application. And it's going to ask us where we want to install it. So here I'm going to go ahead and come down, find the subdomain that I just created, and install it there. I'm going to accept the default on all of these. And this is really important. It's going to ask you for an administrator username and password. And there's probably something already filled in there. I'm going to set mine to something really easy that I can remember. Okay, and that's just so I don't forget. You can leave all this stuff like it is. You can change it later. And I'm going to go ahead and click Install. And what it's doing now is it's copying a bunch of files into that folder that we told it to. It's setting up some databases. It's doing a bunch of stuff that we'll need later. So that'll take a second. All right, and now my WordPress installation is complete. So if I go to my subdomain, I'm going to see a default WordPress blog or site set up. And if I go to this link, which is my WordPress URL /wp-admin right here, it's going to take me to the admin area of my blog. So this is where I'm going to manage everything. We'll be talking about this in class. One important thing to know is if I go in to edit a post, and again, we'll talk about this in class, I want to make sure that I'm on HTTPS instead of just HTTP. So this is the SSL certificate that we set up, and it's a good habit just to get into logging into your admin area using HTTPS, because you see when we do that and we edit the post, we're going to have to log in again. But the difference, which is really important, is now we have these formatting buttons. And that's just a little quirk that you have to remember, is we always want to be on HTTPS when we're in this admin area working on the blog.